Kinsey's Right Royal Roundup.
Yes, indeed. It is the Queen of Hearts herself. It is Kinsey, Princess of Royals. Here she is.
I don't think that's what I am. I'm so tired. I have to stress, I didn't wear my fake eyelashes, so I threw on a Christmas tree. I apologize.
What is that? Is that a sustainable Christmas tree like King Charles?
Yes.
I hope so, because you know what? Lovely to see you, by the way. Merry Christmas and all of that jazz. Have you seen Charles, King, has got biodegradable baubles on his Christmas tree? Now, have you ever encountered a biodegradable bauble, Kinsey?
Well, I would expect nothing less from the man. I think it's charming.
What, that he's got a living tree? Apparently he's got the roots on the tree as well, which are going to be kept, because, you know, normally you chop the tree off and then you shove it in a bowl.
Right.
No, he's actually kept the roots of it. It's living, and he's basically also put sustainable decorations on, like sliced dry orange. That's very classy. Paper snowflakes, pine cones, syphilis, physalis, not syphilis, physalis fruit, which is a pretty type of ground cherry, hand-turned wood bells, as well as glass blown baubles, which are used blowing iron and are recyclable. So this is very much the king with his sustainable Christmas, which of course will be in his message. What do you make of the fact that the king, as is on the front page of today's Mail on Sunday, will have an eco-themed Christmas message?
Well, based on your tone, I feel like you're feeling a little cynical about the whole situation. My first instinct when I saw it was, oh, not yet, not today. But he wants this to be his legacy, so I understand. I mean, I know we roll our eyes really hard because it's not anything we'd expect to hear from the Queen. But at the end of the day, I do think it's an individual that is trying to leave the planet better than he found it. And how do we criticize that? It feels, ridiculous to criticize somebody that wants to leave the world a better place than they found it.
Well, I'll tell you how you criticise it. In fact, I'll show you.
Here we go.
No, but isn't he possibly straying into the realms of the politics? Now, the devil will be in the detail, but I think that he is on slightly shaky ground with this, because we know his views on net zero, that he's in favour of it. We know, based on his previous letters and ramblings, his absolute acute love for the environment. Now, if he makes a more general message that we need to conserve the planet and that we need to be environmentally friendly, I can get on board with that. I just think he needs to be careful, based on what we know on him already, that he doesn't stray into the politics of the situation, which is, of course, the means by which you get there. And because royals and politics, they don't go together well.
I know, but I think what he's saying is, look at the chic Christmas tree. I did this, I did all of this, just with things that I found in the kitchen or things that are recycled. I think that the Christmas tree in itself is an example of how we can make specific choices for the better. The Christmas tree within itself is not a political movement or a political...
Well, no, I don't think it's a political Christmas tree. I mean, I've never known a political...
But it depends on what he says. If he goes in a specific route during the King's speech, then I think it's fair to criticize him. But I think this is him showing us an example of how to live sustainably in a chic way, the same way there was like an entire spread in Vogue a couple of years ago where it was all recycled clothing. And the Prince's Trust, he's constantly challenging some of the people that work with him through the Prince's Trust. Oh my gosh, did you see the girl that turned old curtains from the castles into wardrobe?
Yes.
So I think that what he does, so far, he hasn't necessarily been political. What we've seen him do is show us tangible examples of how we can change the way we function versus saying,
the only thing is he not on dodgy ground as well? Because it could be argued that the royals themselves don't live particularly sustainable lives, jetting around the world the whole time, driving around in Land Rovers.
I would argue that the jetting around the world, sometimes is a secure. Edie, I'm in a bed with dogs, everybody. So it's Christmas. We're snuggled up. I apologize. I'm pajamas, pants down. Okay.
All right.
I think that the security-wise, I get the jets and some of the way that they travel, but the king wore a 17-year-old suit to Harry and Meghan's wedding. I mean, the king does live the way that he preaches for the most part, and I see a lot of it in Prince William too. Travel, I'm going to write that off because they have strict security concerns, and they even break protocol a lot. The Prince of Wales and his wife and family traveling on normal airlines. So I see that too. But I think the king does try to practice what he preaches.
I mean, I just wonder who has the time to blow their own baubles.
I'm sure that's like a job description and someone does it. I don't know if anybody.
I suppose buy me a drink and I consider blowing someone else's, but I'm not sure that I would have ever considered doing that. Who has the time, Kinsey?
That's true. It's quite the hobby, and God bless them. God bless them very much. I think that they're doing the world a service with their bottle blowing.
Have you ever experienced physalis? Have you? Because it can be very nasty unless you're careful.
It could be on the top of my head right now. I'm not sure.
I mean, he's got physalis and his own blown baubles, and that's all I'm saying. Which, I mean, you don't get much more festive than that, do you?
Oh my goodness! Oh, it's Christmas, Cristo. It's Christmas.
Well, I'm just explaining his sustainable tree. Okay, so that's what the king is up to. Let's talk about the year ahead for the Montecito Moaners. Yes, Walmart Wallace and the Poundland Prince. We have Meghan and Harry, and they are apparently calling for a year of redemption because they've had a challenging 2023, and they're now considering a move to Los Angeles because the Duchess is very popular in Hollywood. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that we should clarify that there's a difference between popularity and infamy. O.J. Simpson's probably very popular in LA too. If we're being serious, you're being recognized is not popularity. It can also be a form of infamy. It seems so strange to be so catty wearing this Christmas tree on my head. But what I will say is you and I have been talking about Harry and Meghan moving to LA for months, that they've been looking at real estate. That's a conversation we've been having for quite some time. So I'm not cynical about that. What I am cynical about is this idea that there are so many offers for them in the pipeline, and 2024 is going to blow our mind professionally because we're going to be so surprised at how successful Harry and Meghan are. If you have real brands contacting you, asking you to be the face or the spokesperson for their brand, you don't take time out of your busy schedule or strategy sessions to record an Instagram influencer video for your friend's coffee company. That's just not the reality of the entertainment business. So,
because geographically, Montecito, that's quite actually far. I mean, we say they live in LA, but Montecito is a couple of hours away from all the... When
Meghan does a red carpet appearance or has paparazzi take her picture outside of a restaurant, she's driven 4 hours round trip for those photos to be taken.
Wow, so they could consider this move to Hollywood. An insider who is clearly sympathetic to them told Us Weekly they've actually been shocked by how popular Meghan is. Her team have never seen anything like it. There's this perception that Harry and Meghan have been snubbed in the entertainment industry.
When you have one person, only one outlet, an outlet that no one respects. When's the last time, if we've been doing this for 2 or 3 years, Cristo, when is the last time that we quoted Us Weekly as a reliable source? Well, I can tell you, I've been doing this with you for 3 years. Zero.
The best
Zero.
The way that they see it, Harry and Meghan, they're choosing quality over quantity instead of grabbing every opportunity that comes their way. And so...
That Instagram coffee video is the quality. Okay, thank you.
So it's not that they're not getting any work. It's the fact that they're choosing not to take work because they're looking for quality work rather than quantity. So that's what's happening, and that's why Meghan signing to this new agency has resulted in zero bookings so far, because they're sifting through offers, and they're deciding not to go for those offers.
Well, a little bit of that seems probable when you think about the fact that Harry had a multi-million-dollar offer on the table with Spotify, but couldn't get Putin on the phone to confirm a podcast date, or the Pope, so nothing came to fruition. So maybe Harry really is wanting to do quality over quantity. So we got 0 episodes from Solo Harry on Spotify.
But apparently she is now laser focused. This is Meghan, on trying to sort of make a change in 2024. I'll read you the quote. She's laser focused on their foundation, which didn't that make a loss? The foundation.
It made a loss. It only had 2 donors last year.
And Harry has a year until his next Invictus Games in Canada. Aren't many of the people involved in the Invictus Games worried that they're being used as some sort of pawn as well in their PR fight?
I've still never seen that report, but what we do know about Invictus Games is that they've lost several people at the top over the last year, that there has been a revolving door of employees at the top of Invictus Games, and that some of the people that worked beneath those individuals were worried about how things were going to move forward because they liked them.
Okay.
And
we should say the Invictus Games has done a lot of good, and that those rumblings were never ever confirmed. But apparently another source close to them denied claims recently that Meghan is about to be dropped by her new talent agency.
And I've never said that. I just want to confirm. I never said Meghan was going to be dropped by her new talent agency. I've always said that there were strategy sessions about how to salvage the brand based on Omen Scobie's in-game, based on a lot of the negative press that surrounds them. So there are people that said that they were never considering dropping Meghan, that there were just strategy sessions around how to salvage the brand when there's so much negativity that surrounds it.
Apparently, the insider said that Meghan is now working on a big media deal.
Okay.
Right.
Good luck, Meghan.
And on that note, we have to say Merry Christmas to you and your lovely, sustainable, blown baubles on your head. Kinsey Schofield, thank you very much indeed.
Goodbye.
Cristo's Right Royal Roundup.